Hello, everyone. It's Charlton, and True Pundit's got another article about Vegas, and I read most of it. Basically, it's saying that FBI sources believe, that the audio of it's the bus stop clip, man. That you can hear two different weapons firing over top of each other in the very beginning of this clip, right? It's the same as this clip right here. It used to be on whatever it was, live something, it wasn't on YouTube first. It's the bus stop clip. And what I'm saying is it's just one gun. It's the same shooter. And it's whoever's shooting it, and it's Paddock, all right? Shooting with the bump stock, he fires off a couple quick rounds because he kind of gets used to that thing, and then he lays into it and goes. But it's just that first, he pulls the trigger, and it's a little stunning, and then he gets into it. But that's all it is. And that's all we're talking about. And whether we're listening to, I don't know, I keep hearing the tall ace of spades. I know Cohen mentioned that, and I was watching a video by JB, who I like a lot. And, his most recent video, getting very good at presenting a concept. Had me convinced for a second there. I'm telling you, I like the dude, right? And, and I encourage everyone to subscribe to his channel. Honest to goodness, man. I swear. And he was saying that, so this is not about tearing him down. It's not. And I'm almost convinced. We're talking one shooter, dude. It's one shooter up there. It's Paddock. And, I'm not 1,000%, but I'm really close. All right? So, and I'll tell you what. But, if you listen to this, the first couple of shots, what he's saying, and I'm telling you, he almost had me convinced. It's just like a pop. And then it goes into, the automatic gunfire, the bump stock. And it almost sounds like he's saying, like JB was saying, like it's a rifle, and then the bump stock. So it'd be two different people, shooting two different weapons at the same time. However, if you listen to this, and I'll play it. Actually. That's what he's saying, that, and then the automatic gunfire, all right? But if you listen to the exact same thing in this video, it's the same thing. It depends on where you are, basically, okay? The bus stop sounds one way, that video sounds another way, this video sounds a different way, but it's all one shooter. It's all one shooter with a bump stock and the bump stock. And the very first few shots, he's getting used to it. And he pulls that trigger. It startles him. And then he's used to it now. And then he just lets loose. That's what it is. This is the same thing, but a different place. And then you can hear it more. See? I mean, I'm telling you, dude. And you can do that. That's what it is. So, I mean, at least for that part of the thing, that's one shooter. And I'll tell you why. Another reason why it's one shooter, like the taxi cab video, of, I forget her name, Corey Langdon, I think is her name. All right, and you hear the shots right above her, loud as can be, no helicopters, any of that nonsense. You know what? I think I might, just for fun, I'll tell you who John Cohen is at the end of this video. All right. Who I think John Cohen is. So, which should be interesting. But the taxi cab video, you hear the shots coming out of the building, loud as can be, and then you hear a pause just for a second, and then you hear the shots again, but it's muffled because he's in the room shooting down the hallway. Now, if there was two shooters in there, all right, you could make the argument that one person stopped shooting, but if there was two shooters in there, if there was 2 shooters in there and one person was sitting at the doorway, Jesus Campos would be dead, all right? Because there's just no possible way that the person would have missed him. I mean, he would have seen him. He would have, had him fully, like, right there, okay? He would have blown away. But the reason he's not dead is because the shooter, Paddock, was busy shooting out the window, and then he heard him, and then he went over and shot him. And just as he was down the hallway, he was already making his way down the hallway, he started firing at him. But if there was 2 shooters up there, one with literally keeping an eye out on the door while Paddock is shooting out on the crowd, Jesus Campos would be dead as a doornail. All right. Whatever you want. It doesn't. I mean, pretty much. I've thought about this so much, man. I could pretty much explain anything. Pick your person. Jesus Campos, Mary Lou Danley, whatever. But I'm not going to do every single one right now. I don't even know how much time I have on this video. And I'm like, all these people making videos on Vegas, I like them all. I really do. I'm not tearing down anybody, but I'm also telling you exactly what I think. And that's the deal. That's the deal, That's the dealio. All right, so who's John Cohen? You want to know who John Cohen is? I'll tell you who John Cohen is. I'll tell you, I don't know for a fact. I don't know for an absolute fact, but I got a pretty good idea that John Cohen is he's either related to Jake Morphonius, or he's, Jake Morphonius' neighbor, maybe one of his sons. I don't know. But somehow Jake and John Cohen, they know each other. They're buddies, or they're related, right? And the girl who's speaking Thai is probably Jake Morphonius' daughter. I mean, what are the odds of Jake Morphonius being able to speak Thai and John Cohen lives in Thailand? You don't find that to be just a little bit of a coincidence? It's too big of a coincidence, believe me. So I don't know exactly the identity of John Cohen. That's why I was saying, do you think that whole thing was fake, between Jason Goodman and Jake Morphonius and John Cohen? Because what are the odds? What are the odds of the one obscure language that Jake Morphonius knows how to speak? It just so happens that John Cohen lives in that country. And how does it that John Cohen didn't know that Jake Morphonius knows how to speak Thai? I mean, it took me all of 2 seconds to look up Jake Morphonius. I have nothing against Jake Morphonius, by the way. This is all for fun, okay? And the amount of work that he puts forward to make videos, to do whatever he's doing, I think is commendable, and it's worth every cent. Believe me, I'm telling you, and he's getting paid not that much money for tons of effort to entertain and also to do things that maybe are actual investigative stuff. I have zero problem with them, but I also have videos to make, and so that's the deal, man. And it just is what it is. So, but back to my point, like, it took me all of 2 seconds to look at Jake Morphonius, and he's got another Facebook account with Thai on it. I mean, how is it that John Cohen didn't look that up? He's looking up, helicopter patterns and everything else. Come on, dude. It's just that's what it is. I'm thinking it's one of his sons. Or maybe it's somebody he met when he lived in Thailand. Maybe. I doubt it. Well, John Cohen's not in Thailand, okay? You can look at his Twitter feed, and based on the times and the things he's saying, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. I'll look this up tomorrow, or the time I don't even want to get into his stuff, because I don't want to, out him too much. So that's what that is, man. And that's the end of this video. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like down below. And I'll see you in the next video, man. Later, dude.